In this video, I'll be showing you how you can create stylized sculpted head like this in Nomad Sculpt. This is a 3-part series. The first part is setting up the base mesh, while the second and the third part is more of the detailed sculpt. I'll try as much as possible to make this beginner focus, but you would need a basic understanding of the interface to follow along. So let's get started. So first of all, I want to go to File, New, then create new scene. And now what I'll do next is I want to go to my multi-resolution and turn that down. So I will just save this. I want to save it as main character sculpt. So that's what I will be saving it as. Where you can save it to any other thing you want to save it as, but I will be making use of this default sphere we have here while we created the scene, because I will shape this into the head. So I'll just I think I'll increase the radius of my brush, and I'll just move this part down. So I'm just using the move brush and just pulling this part down to form the jaw area. Just pulling it down. Well, I just want to get that basic shape. Just pull this down. I think this area, I'll just pull it down to mark out that jaw area, and just keep pulling it down. And if most of you guys don't know, well, when you look at the male skull, the male skull is larger than the female skull. Mostly when it comes to the jaw area, it's larger than that of the female skull. That is one of the things that you need to pay attention to when sculpting a male skull or male head, or a male character. But that is one of the things you need to pay attention to, knowing that the head is one of the part of the body that gives that identity to a character, that makes it unique from others. So pay attention to that. So I'll just push this part out to separate the jaw from the skull, just the brain part. I'll just pull this back a little bit using my move brush, and yeah, I'm getting what I really want from this. And just pull this part to the front so we can have more of that kind of prolonged face that we are going for. Yeah, we're gonna pull this down, and this part right here, I think it would be better if we refine that a little bit, because the brain area needs more work. So first of all, let me use my flatten brush. I think I'll reduce the intensity and just keep on flattening out this part, because I want to have more of that kind of prolonged flat shape at the side of the cheek. Yeah, I want to have that kind of shape because I'm working on the base sculpt. So I want to do that, and along this part of the brain, I want to flatten out that part. Well, it's looking kind of big, so I'll use my move brush and move it together, because I don't want it to be wide. The face is looking wide, so I'll just push this part together. Just keep on refining this. Yeah, it looks good. I hope you guys can hear me clearly, because most of my previous videos, my microphone was having issues, so the audio was not that clear, and you guys, I'm not sure you were hearing me clearly, but I got a new one and hope you can hear me clearly. Or if you can, you can comment down below. All right, so I'll push this part down more like this. Well, yeah, at this point, it's very good that you get that basic shape that you're going for, because yeah, if you have it now, later on it wouldn't be a problem for you. So yeah, take your time and get this right. So I'll push this part in a little bit and push this out for this bone structure at the cheek, the upper part of the cheek. Yeah, and yeah, I'll just refine that shape and push this up to mark out where the ears will be. So yeah, and I will increase my multi-resolution Now it's time for me to use my flatten brush and flatten out this part. I'll turn my intensity down and just keep on refining that front part and giving it more of that shape that I'm going for. I'll be going for more of a kind of like, when you look at the human skull, you see that the jaw area to the tooth, to the teeth area, it's kind of have a kind of shape that looks more like an angle, so it goes front. So that's the shape that I'm trying to achieve. So this core area, just want to give it more of this sort of shape that it needs. And well, I think it's time for me to mark out the area for the eye, because giving the eye, just marking out the area for the eye, well, is good for now. So I'll just mark out the brows. I'll be using my clay brush, and I just want to mark out the area for the brow. I think right here, like above the cheekbone, yeah, it's the area that the eyebrow will be. But I'll be adjusting this, but for now I'll keep it right here. And I'll be using my clay brush, set it to subtract, and just mark out the eye socket. So just mark out the eye socket, just keep removing, and keep on removing. Okay, I think what I'll do right now is I'll just mark out that area and keep on refining that and move it down to form the nose area. Yeah, I think that will be more better. I'll just use my clay brush, set to subtract, and I'll just keep on removing this mesh right here. I think that will be okay, because I want to just mark out the nose area. So I'll just keep on removing that, and as you can see, I kept my brush radius to a kind of low radius for now. Yeah, because I don't want it to be so high. So it's looking good. I'll just keep on refining this using my clay brush, set to subtract. I'll just keep on removing all this mesh, and I want to remove some from this area. Well, sometimes the way I love to sculpt, I like to sculpt from the core, forming this core of the character, then from there moving in, then adding the muscles, and from there going into the final sculpting for giving it the look that I want. But I won't be doing that, because to make the tutorial long, and I just want to give you the basic shape of the skull, so you can have a more basic understanding of that. So this part right here, I just want to remove all this mesh, so you can be seeing the skull of the character, rather than you just going in and doing the detail sculpt. Because when you see the skull, when you're seeing the skull, you actually know what your character will look at the end, because that will give you more of like an approach to sculpting it better and making it look good the way you want it. So I just use my clay brush. I have turned up subtract right there, so I'm just using my clay brush to add clay to this part. Well, so many people, sometimes in some people, it's kind of obvious, this kind of bone at the top cheek area. Well, it's obvious in some people, but in some other people, well, it's not obvious, but it's always there. So for this character, I'm marking that out. So I'm going to use my mask brush and mask out this area, because I want to push out the nose for now. So mark out this area and set it to subtract, and clean out the excess area that I don't want to mark out. So that is what I want to do right now. Well, I think that is the shape that I'm going for, that's the size. Yeah, but I will just use my flatten brush and flatten out this part underneath the throat. Yeah, we're having more of that skull look that we are going for. Okay, now I think I'll just flatten out this part more. I will be pushing this out, but for now I think I'll just flatten out this part. Okay, this part I think I'll be using my grab brush and pull this section out a little bit. Pull that in. Just pull this together. Okay. And it looks good. Well, it looks flat, but I will adjust this. So I'll use my smooth brush and just smooth that a little bit. So let me go to my mask brush and click on invert, and after inverting that, let's move this out. All right, so I'll just use my move brush, my grab brush, and just pull this out and just push it out. And while pushing it, I'm not just pushing it out, but I'm just focusing on a particular shape. So, well, the shape that I want for the nose, a kind of big nose, but that's still more of a kind of realistic, stylized, that kind of nose. So I want to have more of that kind of flow at the upper part of the nose. So I'll use my flatten brush and flatten out this part right out. Yeah, that is what I want to do. Well, it's looking good. I can't make much movement at this point. Why? Because the mask is still on. So I'll just clear the mask off so we can be able to make much changes to this. Yeah. So the nose I'm going for is more like this kind of I don't know how to explain the nose, but well, we're not going for a actually pointy nose, but we're going for a kind of a distinct shape type of nose. So that's what we will be doing. And I'll just push this part in right here for the area, the dorsal hump right here. Well, we'll be defining that, yeah, but I'll just push this, just give it the basic shape of the nose. Yeah, right here, just push that in. Just push it in using my move brush. And you guys also, you should pay attention to the brushes I use because I'll be changing from one brush to another. So using my flatten brush, just flatten out this part, so to give it more of that shape that we're going for. Like this part is looking sharp, so I'm just gonna flatten that out more. I'm gonna use my smooth brush and smooth that. Yeah, I'm gonna smooth that more. It's having kind of pointy shape right there. All right. Wow, it's looking good, but I will be refining that nose because I don't think that looks good to me. So just smooth that. Just use my move brush and let's move this part away so we can have more of the nose, the full nose. Just drag that out. Yeah, I'm just gonna pull that down right here. Well, the usual way I sculpt the nose is I just adding a thorax, then from them I shape the thorax into forming the nose. But this other way is one of the way I use when sculpting the nose. There are different ways to sculpt the nose. If you watch my previous video, well, the way I sculpt the nose in that video is different from how I sculpt the nose right here. So there are different techniques that you can use to achieve a good result, but I think this one works better, then that one also works better. Depend on the kind of nose you want to sculpt. They all work fine. Yeah. Well, I like this kind of nose I'm making more like a kind of pointing nose, but not a big nose, but a pointing nose for the character. since it's more stylized. So I'm gonna push this down. At the top part where it goes up, that's the point of the dorsal hump. The human skeleton don't have this long nose. It just have a kind of bone new structure right there. So at that point, at the peak top right there, that point where it goes up, so that's the dorsal hump right there. So yeah, I'm gonna push this back using my move brush. Wow, looking good, looking good. I think well, our mesh is having more subdivision, so I'll go to, I think I'm gonna go to voxel, and I want to increase this, and let's click on remesh. So let's remesh that, and now we have more subdivision, so we will be able to work more better. Now we have more subdivision, and now for that sharp nose area, we can be able to smooth that, and we will not have what that kind of thing that we were seeing before. So I will just voxel remesh that again, and this time we'll take more slower to voxel remesh, because that's high. Yeah, it's high, so it will take a longer time to voxel remesh. So I'll use my smooth brush and just smooth out this area right here. Well, it's a little bit slow. It's a little bit slow. Okay, I think I'll increase the intensity of my brush and just keep on smoothing this part. Keep on smoothing this part until I get the shape that I'm going for. Alright, so I want to reduce this because, well, it's slow for what I want, so I'll reduce this and voxel remesh again. Yeah, okay, I think that's what I want. Yeah, and it works fine now, because then it was high at the top right, the top left corner right there. You can see the notations of the story that is taken to to work. So you can see that right there. You can see the lot of space that it takes from your computer, your iPad, at that moment while sculpting. Mostly when the voxel remesh is very high, so that is one of the things that it takes a lot of storage in your computer, your Android device. So I'll push this part in right here. Yeah, so we can have more of that shape, and use my smooth brush to smooth that out. And let me say something. Most of you may be using your Android device. Well, for me, yeah, that's what I'm using right now. I'm not using maybe a graphic, maybe a computer or an iPad. No, I'm not using any of that. But what I'm using for this tutorial is just my Android tablet. It's a little Android tablet, by the way, a Huawei MatePad. So it's a little Android tablet. So that's why you can see my finger right there, while I'm sculpting. So yeah, just a little Android tablet, but it gets the job done. For now, I don't have an iPad, but yeah, I've been sculpting with this tablet, and it feels good. It works out and it gives me what I want. So, well, I think that, well, you can achieve anything you want while using an Android tablet, and I want to show you that. So yeah, if any of you are using an Android tablet, it's definitely possible for you to create sculpt like this. Some people feel like, yeah, it's not possible for you to do that, but I think, yeah, it's definitely possible. What you have to do is learn how to use it, using your fingers, or you get a universal pen to go for that. But, well, it works fine. it works fine. You know, when you're used to it, you create amazing sculpt. Yeah, it doesn't matter the program or the application, I mean the device you're using, being it an iPad or an Android device. Yeah, it works fine. But what you have to do is you need to have a lot of space in your device when there's sculpting like this, knowing that it will take a lot of space, and that is one thing that you need to have when doing sculpt like this. So yeah, for just a few minutes we are having something looking good, and I'll just use my smooth brush and smooth out this area, keep on smoothing this part out. Yeah, since I've gotten more of that skeletal feel that we wanted, yeah, that looks good. And yeah, just keep on refining that shape to go for the one that we want. I think I'll just keep on smoothing this part right here. You know, just adding, you know, you saw me when I added extra using my clay brush. I added volume to the mouth, because that area is kind of like the front part of the mouth where the tooth area, you know, are located. So the tooth are located, so yeah, that's the part, that's one of the part. So it's very good to indicate that area. So for the eyes, well, this part right here, I'll use my move brush to shape things looking good. You can move this up right here. You can move it up. It's looking down. It's kind of changing the whole facial expression of the character. So I'll just use my clay brush. I want to add extra clay right here to the brows. Yeah, because when you look at it, even when you touch it with your hand, you can feel that bony structure right there. So I want to make that obvious. It really needs to be obvious. So just gonna keep on refining that and giving it more of the shape that we want. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Alright, it's looking good, but let me see something. I think the nose area, let's work on that. This nose right here, we use my flattening brush and let's flatten out this section right here. Yeah, that's looking good. Just flatten out that section, because I'm going for a kind of more of this kind of nose. Yeah, and this part right here, I use my move brush and just use my grab brush and pull this back right here, because I want that to go to the back. So yeah, it's too much. I'll shape that out later. I'll use my clay brush and let's increase the radius, and let's add clay right at this part right here. Okay, yeah, that's what we want. Let's add right here. So at the middle part, that is where the nose, the hole we be located. So we just leave that part right here. So yeah, so I'll use my inflate brush and let's create that nose, set it to subtract, and just inflate right there. Just move things in. Yeah, right there. I think I'll just go back to my bottom view and just inflict stuff, inflict it. Keep pushing things in. Okay, it's looking good. Just keep pushing things in. Alright, so well, that's not actually exactly what we want to have, but I'll be refining this. I'll be using my clay brush and set it to subtract, and let's you know, just remove some, you know, extra mesh we don't really want from this. So at this part here, I'll just remove all those mesh, and let's give it more of this look. Use my smooth brush, just smooth out this part. Okay, yeah, it's looking good. Yeah, we've gotten something that we wanted. So at this part, just my clay brush and just keep on refining this area, and this part, let's add a stroke clay to give it more of that pointy nose that we wanted to go for. But I never wanted to go for a pointy nose, but I had to do that because my previous video, where the nose that I made was more of just a normal nose. It was not a pointy nose, but it was just a normal one. So it would be better if you do another nose. Well, if you want to know how I did the nose, the other nose, you can watch that video. It's in my channel. Yeah, but I will leave a link in the description if you want to check that out. So wow, we're going somewhere. Okay, so yeah, right here I'll just use my flatten brush and flatten out this section. Yeah, well, if you look into the nose, you'll see it doesn't have much subdivision, but don't worry, we will be doing that later. But for now, let's keep it simple. So as you can see, the nose it's looking good. It's looking good. We're going somewhere, so let's keep on refining. And that you know, one thing is good to look from outside when you're sculpting. That is one of the mistakes that people make when they're sculpting, mostly beginners. They just keep on sculpting and they forget themselves. You know, they look from one particular area, and they end up creating a kind of bad sculpt. You know, when you sculpt something and you sculpt it from one section, turn to the other area, you see that, wow, no, this look flat. So you want to make sure that you're looking from every angle. So the nose, yeah, right here, I think I'm going to use my pinch brush and my crease brush, and let's reduce the radius and intensity. Let's reduce that down, and let's create this part right here. You know, in some people it's kind of obvious, but in some other people it's not. But the nose has this kind of bony structure. I forgot what they call it, but I think it's the nasal cavity right here at the nose. So those part, well, since we're working on a stylized character, the stylized male head, I will define that and I'll make it visible. So well, that's just how stylized character looks. So this part right here, wow, that looks so sharp. I will smooth that out because it's looking very sharp. Well, I will smooth that out so it will be so sharp, looking like the dragon's nose. We don't want that, so I'll just reduce my intensity and smooth that area out, but we still have the sharp look. So yeah, that's fine. So I'll just smooth out all this area. Well, we've gotten a nice looking nose, but we'll still refine this more and give it more of what we want. Yeah, I like the whole idea of this. I don't know what Nomad Sculpt will be having for us in the next version, but I know it will be awesome. So yeah, keep on rocking it. Yeah, keep on rocking it, man. You know, I love this program so much for how the tools that he has and the old features that he has that you can use to create amazing sculpt. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Yeah, I'm glad that you guys love normal sculpts too, and that is one big thing, you know. And you know, my channel is new, and I just started like 4 months ago, I think so. And you know, being here, I've been doing this, and I really love the process of how you can create amazing sculpt. So this part of the nose, I just want to use my grab brush and move that part. Well, I think I'll move this area in. Okay, but I will be adding extra volume there, but I will keep that like that for now. Yeah, it's looking good. think I'll just look again. Okay. We went into detail for the nose a lot, like really a lot, like a lot. We went into detail so fast, and yeah, I wanted to do that, but it's yeah, it's something that I wanted to just do. Yeah, so well, mm, shortly we'll move into the mouth. So I'm just smoothing this area to see more of how it's looking, so we can go into sculpting the mouth. So well, hmm, this area, let's add in more clay right here using our clay brush. Let's add in more mesh. Yeah, let's add in more mesh right here. Well, some people call it clay, some people call it mesh. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you call it, but yeah, you're adding no traditional sculpting, you're using making use of clay, so some people call it clay for that reason. But I think in you know, in computer it's called a mesh. It doesn't really matter what you call it, just do your thing and get it right. You can maybe give it a name. You can call it a different name, but so I just use my smooth brush and smooth out this area and keep on smoothing that out. Wow, that's really slow, but well, let's smooth that out. I'll increase my intensity and just smooth that out and smooth that out and smooth that, smoothing it out. Yep, yep, and it's looking good. I don't want it to look more a skeletal, so I'm just trying to fill up this area. Yeah, right there. Hmm. All right. All right. So I'm going to use my flattening brush, and this section right here at the score, I'm going to flatten out this part, so give it more of that flat shape that it had at this area right here. Okay. So for the lips, well, we will be creating the lips. So let's just quickly use our crease brush, and let's set it to subtract. Let's remove it so that when we sculpt, it goes in. So I'll just mark out it right there. So the placement of the lips is the 1/3 from the base of the nose to the chin, so it's about 1/3. So it's not a half kind of stuff, but it's like 1/3 from the base of the nose to the chin. So about 1/3 is just about that line right there. So I'm just marking out that right now, so to give it more of that shape. Well, I don't want to make this first part so long. I will be stopping at along this section. Well, in the second part we'll be refining the lip and giving it more of that defined shape. So guys, yeah, that is all for this part. Well, I hope you enjoyed it to this point. Well, I will be seeing you in the second part, and second part we will be sculpting this more and giving it more of that look we're going for. All right guys, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the second part.